I believe the world is changed through great leadership. It always has been, and always has, and always will be. But great leaders aren't born. Great leaders become great leaders over time. They do it through trials and tribulations. They do it through ups and downs. They do it through learning difficult things. They do it through crucible moments. That's how they become great leaders. And I think the best leaders through those crucible moments figure out that it isn't about them. It's about how they can lead for the good of others. They kind of have a servant mentality, sacrificial, if you will, selfless. And some of the best leaders, the two leaders that come to my mind that I love, first and foremost, Nelson Mandela. Love Nelson Mandela, and the reason is because, first of all, he started off as a radical. And because he was a radical, they locked him up in jail. And they locked him up in jail for 27 years. Some would say inappropriately, but they did. But when he got out, he wasn't a radical anymore, and he became president of South Africa. And he realized that leadership is all about reconciliation, putting the olive branch out. In fact, he was criticized from people on his side for putting it out too much, but his humility won the day, and ultimately they changed the face of apartheid in South Africa. And then there's William Wilberforce, William Wilberforce was in the British Parliament in the late 1700s. And he, in his early years, he was a carouser. He drank, he gambled, he was hedonistic in his ways, and he was even thought to be disorganized by many in Parliament. And then he had a changed moment. In his case, it was a spiritual moment. But he became a humanitarian, and he became a philanthropist. And he began to tackle the slave trade, which, by the way, at that time was 80% of Britain's foreign revenues, 80%. So it wasn't popular tackling it. It took him 40 years, and he finally abolished the slave trade in Britain. And the ripple effect of that was like a stone hitting water throughout the world. And ultimately, the slave trade changed as a result of that. Through his humanitarianism, it changed. And so, these leaders changed the world through humility. They changed the world through humanness. They changed the world through reconciling. And they changed the world through learning from their difficult moments, from their crucible moments early on in life. We need more leaders like that today.